Today I'm going to show you how to build this cubicle storage unit. Really easy to build, takes about an hour and a half, costs you less than $40. It's 8 feet long, 4 foot tall, 16 inches deep. Now you can make these cube sizes any size you want. The ones I chose are going to be 12 inches high, 16 inches wide, and the OSB board that I use is 16 inches deep. Now you can have these 4x8 sheets ripped to whatever size you choose to make yours out of at your Home Depot or Lowe's. They have big panel saws. They'll rip them to whatever size you want. That gets you started on the right foot. You don't have to rip your big panels once you get them home. Some smaller shops can't handle a big 4x8 sheet, so have them do it. Saves you a lot of time. Again, this 4x8 unit is built out of 3 sheets. Okay, each sheet's less than $12 a sheet. So for less than 40 bucks, you can have a pretty big storage unit. Very little hardware needed. You'll see some of these stiffener boards in the corner here. These are just 2x2s that I ripped down, scrap lumber I had laying around. And in some areas we used the big washer head screw, but I also used a 1/4 inch staple. Makes it a lot easier to put together when it's just one guy, but you can attach them any way you want. Notice across the top here, this whole length board here is a full 8 feet long, okay? But when you get into the shelves that are in the center, I just took an inch off of the overall length so that they'll fit inside your side pieces. Because you're gonna end up putting a lot of weight on top here, and you want that load to transfer the whole way down to the floor. Okay, you don't want this shelf sitting inside here, then that'll just give it a place to break. But also true is on your 4 foot uprights, I took an inch off of those as well. So those are actually 47 inches. And I did that the whole length. So every one of your uprights up and down is only 47 inches tall. And these 3 middle shelves here are only 95 long. So in order to put this together, once you get all your notching done, you're almost home. So over here on the work table, I have 3 of my middle shelving units that I have cut to 95 inches. And I have notched them half the distance of the overall length. Now, however big you decide to make your unit, you can make them 12 inches deep, you can make them 24 inches deep. This is the best use of a 4x8 panel for our purposes. These are 16 inches long. You get 3 of them out of a sheet. So no matter what size you pick, just notch halfway, okay? And make a 1/2 inch notch to accept your uprights, because this is 7/16. Make it a 1/2 inch notch. Give yourself a little bit of play. Now I just ripped these with a circular saw, cleaned them up with a Sawzall, or you could use a chisel or jigsaw or whatever. And I have 5 notches over the whole length of the unit. Those are going to be my main shelves that run across, and then I'll put my uprights here as your stiffeners. Okay, we're fast forwarding here a little bit. We showed you the notches earlier on your 8 foot long pieces. Here's your uprights. These are 47 inches long. Again, 3 notches. We chose to go 12 inches high. And then all you do is you reverse them, set them inside of each other, and then you end up with your cube. Okay, on your outsides, again, did some stiffeners, because these end shelves here, they don't notch into anything. So they're just going to kind of flap a little bit. I started by putting a staple through the end here just to hold it in place, and then I added my stiffeners and stapled them down the whole length. You might want to measure corner to corner, get yourself so you're relatively square before you start putting your stiffeners in. And then running along the bottom here, you could also do the same. You could put a couple temporary, staples in there just to hold it where you want them to be. Mark your 16 inches and then put your staples in, and then that'll hold everything. Now these units, you can use them as a 4 foot height. You can use them as an 8 foot height. You can make them smaller. You can make them 4x4. You're only limited by your imagination. So For our purposes, we needed them to accommodate file boxes. So the attorney we're making these for are going to be using, they have a lot of file boxes. So they're going to be able to put these in here rather than just stack them on top of each other. Now they each have their own individual custom sized cube, and they'll be able to access their files a lot easier than they're doing right now. Real easy to make, relatively quick to make, scrap material sometimes. Make them on a Saturday afternoon. You can make yourself a couple of these and get yourself organized for your basement or garage.